Aqua Soul family, what it do, you guys? It's your girl Empress 777 here today with a general finance, abundance, and career message. Okay, let's see exactly what they have to say in reference to your financial abundance, okay, and career, guys. Right, for those of you who have been having some stagnation, or for those of you who are just looking for like the next step, the next move, how to get things going, right, how to speed up momentum toward your goals, this is a message for you. Now, these messages are general, guys, of course, right? So they can't resonate for every single Aquarius, but I do upload for you guys quite often. Just take what resonates with you intuitively and leave the rest for whoever it might be for, okay? Take a moment and click that like button if you do not mind, okay? It's free, as well as the subscribe button if you want to become a part of the family, and the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload for you guys. Okay, so Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. We have a bit of a pre-shuffle here, you guys. The very first card that came out is a little bit surprising because this is a message geared towards like financial abundance, your career progress or progression, etc., etc., right? But we have a bit of a emotional outcry, right? We normally don't mix emotions or business with pleasure, right? Right? Don't mix business and pleasure. Don't mix emotions with business, right? Like they're separate. But there's a need for you to tap more into your emotional space. It is there. It is there. I feel like sometimes I'm an Aquarius too, we talk ourselves out of the emotional portion. But it is all correlated, right? It's all correlated. It's all, they all coincide with one another, and they all need to be in alignment in order for things to flow freely. You don't want one particular energy to be blocked off and the other to be moving too quickly, if that makes sense. Okay, so Angel of Love, that's the first card that came out in reference to a finance message. It's giving me the energy of some people who need to find compassion for yourself in regards to either a loss, a disappointment. This could be a disappointment in reference to not getting to a certain place in life quick enough, in your opinion, right? It's definitely giving me the energy of a specific timeline that you either gave yourself or that you may be seeing in others, right? I don't think you compare yourself to others, but I think you have a practical outlook on like what generally should be going on, right, at any given time. So in reference to your finances, you feel like you should be in a certain position at this juncture that you might not have quite reached just yet. Your story is a little bit different than those other people that you might see who seemingly might be ahead of you. They are not ahead, okay? We're all on our own journeys. We all have our own timelines, right? But it's lacking compassion. I feel like there's a sense of you giving advice, you dropping jewels, giving ideas, and being very compassionate with other people in regards to their setbacks or their disappointments in themselves, or them having feelings of not feeling good enough or not feeling like they've done enough at certain junctures in life. And you're able to be compassionate and really speak, inspiration into those people. But I get the idea that you don't afford yourself that. You see what I'm saying? So there's a need for you to have a coming to Jesus moment with yourself, because it does look like things are about to start changing rather quickly, rather swiftly. There's an illusion here that looks like a loss, but it's not a loss. So it's going to be very important for those of you who resonate with this message to remember this, especially, it feels predictive, guys. I have to be very honest, or like it's something that's currently happening or getting ready to happen extremely soon. This blood moon, right? The blood moon in this positioning is about clearing, cleansing energies, as well as thought patterns, as well as things that no longer serve you, or baggage in the emotional aspect. So there's something that you're holding on to. Okay, something from your past. It could have been something that somebody told you would not be able to do, or it could have been something that you have failed at previously that you just kind of have given up on, or put to the wayside. Or there may be a fear to go towards something for the sake that it might not work out, but do it in fear, right? Because nothing from nothing is nothing. And I feel like there's a real opportunity for you to grow exponentially, but you just don't see it yet. It's going to feel like a loss, okay? This blood moon card is also saying that there's an opportunity for growth here on all aspects, okay, on all playing fields. So emotional growth, spiritual growth, financial growth, okay, physical growth, right? Like just growth overall. There's some sort of an unexpected change coming. Now, this change is going to feel like a loss, but it is not. It's giving the energy of a setback right before the major comeback. Now, you're in complete control of this, okay? I feel like you have a choice here. There's definitely going to be a swift change in events where you're going to be given either an opportunity to walk away from something or to go towards something. And you have to make the decision very quickly. With this fire element energy, fire is about action. And this card specifically is speaking about fast action, okay? Acting quicker than your brain is possibly able to process some shit. You know, you're gonna have to make a very quick, on your toes, on your feet decision. It's gonna be a little bit different, okay? You're a fixed sign. Change is okay, but the shit needs to make sense, and it often doesn't make sense in a quick amount of time. You need time to sit with things and analyze shit and, you know, work out the equations, right? All possible endings, you know, all possible outcomes. You need time to do that before you're comfortable enough to actually make a decision. And I don't feel like you have time to do that. Okay. It's going to call for you to lean more into your emotional aspect. I mean, this is something that I've never heard before, right? Like, yes, use your passion, your emotions, your heart chakra to make this business and financial decision. It seems ludicrous, but it's not. All right. So we have money manager that also came out, right? It says this could be an indication that your career, your finances, and your abundance is about to take a giant leap forward. And that's exactly what I'm feeling. It's still ultimately your decision. Yeah, it's ultimately your decision. You will have an instant attraction towards this new business venture, this new career interest, this new hobby, whatever it is. It's going to be different for all of you. This might be a little bit uncomfortable, you guys, okay? Yeah. See? Two of Swords. Boy, will it pay off, though. So it's a difficult choice. It's a hard decision. It's one that you may feel tempted to just sit back and not act on, right? In this card, this figure is literally blindfolded. Like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this today. Yeah, I'm not making decisions today. I choose not to. Come, you know, holla at me in a couple days. Except you don't have a couple days. You feel me? Like, this needs to be decided on now. It's definitely a crossroads here that you are at. This is not the time to lean into your indecisive energy. There's a real bag in the balance right now. It's yours for the grabbing, but I feel like they're making you step out of your comfort zone or do something that you've never done before. Now, because this is an amount of financial abundance is what I feel mostly, you guys. I have to be very honest, okay? Because this is possibly the most money you've ever seen or touched in your life. It's possibly more than you ever thought. This is why it's so drastic, okay? This is why your action, your decision, this movement is so dramatic, is what it says. It says dramatic, like very sudden. You have to do something that you've never done in order to get something that you never got. That's what I just heard. So you're being tested here, guys. It's going to look like an ending, though. It feels like you are ending something and it's cycling around to a new beginning. That blood moon is almost giving me the death card energy. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords, right? This is you. You like to be strategic, right? You like to use your intellect, and you like to analyze things before you start making life-altering decisions, okay? You want to use the logical approach. That's naturally what you are used to. You're a creature of habit. For those of you who do take this leap, not only is it going to pay off in a major way financially, but it is also saying that you are going to experience some extreme amounts of growth on all playing fields, okay? It definitely feels like an ascension spiritually, mentally. There may also be an opportunity to actually start networking with people, and there may be a love interest there upon that networking situation. I'm just hearing this intuitively for those of you who are single. So we have Temperance, okay? So this is in danger of knocking you out of balance. You're going to feel like not yourself, like things are all over the place. For those of you who struggle with anxiety, shit. Okay, because what the F, right? You may feel like you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place, but if you're able to temper yourself, right, with this Temperance card, and take a natural approach, yes, but not a habitual approach. Still stay true to yourself. This is about figuring out how to shift and change yourself within this energy to allow momentum and growth while still being true to who you actually are. They're not asking you to be something that you're not. They're not. I feel like for a great majority of you, this Angel of Love card is that blockage. This is lacking compassion for yourself, lacking understanding for yourself, judging yourself very harshly. So much so that it kind of creates a fear, right? A fear mentality, which either keeps you from making decisions that could alter your situation drastically. Because I feel like for some of you, this is possibly the second or third time an opportunity is coming around like this. You've been playing it safe, yet expecting dramatic changes. That's what I heard. So this is the push that they are giving you in order to get this stagnation moving. It's been a stalemate. So either for some of you, you've been making the same amount of money for quite some time, and now it's time to level up. It's time to start thinking outside of the box, shifting, changing things, ending things, starting things, you know. Or you've become too content with the amount that you have been getting consistently, and now it's time to start adding something else into the mix, right? It's definitely giving multiple streams of revenue and income mindset that they're trying to move you towards. That doesn't necessarily mean more work though, right? Aha. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to work your ass off just because you're making multiple streams of income. There is a such thing as passive income as well. But it's the mentality, it's the mindset. Okay, so what else do we need to know? Okay, so this is the perspective that they are needing you to view this next cycle at. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse, which is the card of not giving up, okay? And it's also the card of breaking free. It definitely feels like a good majority of you have some not unhealthy habits, but habits that do not promote growth, right? The habits that you have attained or continue to lean into will most certainly be okay, right? Like you will still survive, you will still make money, but I don't feel like there's a sense of growth and thriving. It definitely feels stagnant, like staying at the same amount or staying at the same amount, but maybe a little bit more, right? This is about thinking about the bigger picture. And not giving up just because something seemingly ends. There's something about an optical illusion What is this? What is this? What is this ending, you guys? It was an emotional ending, even though we're talking money and finances. This is something that hurts your feelings. This is something that has created a bit of insecurity in you in reference to something that you're actually really good at. But you're questioning yourself or second guessing yourself if you're good enough at a certain thing because of this. It's either an ending or a great disappointment in reference to your career or the things that you've tried to achieve and go towards. Maybe something didn't work out the first time around. Yeah, it's giving me the energy of if you did try to start something, whether that's a business, an investment, whatever it is, it ended abruptly or it blew up in your face, or you may have gone in debt. You may have created some debt, yeah, by trying to breathe life into this new thing. You may have spent a lot of money and you didn't break even. Could be many of things, right? But it's an illusion. The fact that that didn't work out, the fact that that did not take off, there was a lesson that you needed to learn in that. So if you resonate with that portion, or this, you know, this portion that I just mentioned, right? If that resonates with you, or you can relate to what they are trying to say here, you beat yourself up profusely. It still like bothers you. And if you see people who have done the same thing and they were successful at it, you then have conversations with yourself about how you are not good enough, because if they were able to do it, then there must be something wrong with me if I wasn't able to be successful at it, or if I'm not growing as quickly or growing as fast. There's a sense of comparing, which don't do that, because you're not like anybody else. Your journey is not going to be like anybody else. This doesn't even feel like a logical sort of upgrade is what it is going to be, for sure. You can expect a happy outcome when it comes to your finances, is what this money manager card is saying. But you have experienced a loss first, or a disappointment. Perhaps you haven't been getting recognition, right? If you are someone who works for a company or corporation, perhaps you have not been getting the recognition that you are due. Right? Maybe somebody has been stealing your recognition, something to that effect. Only take that if it resonates. There's something about not feeling like, yeah, so lots of conflict in communication. You may even have some people who are like fighting you against things that you actually deserve, right? So if you're asking for a raise, they want to argue you why you don't deserve one, or if you contributed to something that helped this corporation significantly, then there's somebody who has taken credit or something to that extent. Very particular storyline. That's not going to be for everybody that I do know, right? It's like a no-win situation. So you may have gotten the urge to leave and do things on your own, but something has most certainly held you back from doing that. You're trying to be logical about this, but there's nothing logical about your life, like at all. Okay? Finances is no exception. You cannot logically move because it is not consisting of logic at this point. You're a spiritual person. You are enlightened. Okay? So there is another perspective that you're needing to approach. Yeah, see, unhealthy competition in that Five of Swords, for sure. Comparing yourself to others is useless. You guys are never going to have the same trajectory or story, okay, or path. Nor should you want to. Yeah, I'm hearing all that glitters is not gold. So some of the people that you've compared yourself to financially, or you know, just how far they have made it in life, the things that they have quote unquote accomplished or attained, that's like their highlight reel. shit ain't all peachy in the background. So sometimes there may be instances where you're comparing yourself to someone that you may either see online or an actual person or whatever. And it's not all what it seems to be. Okay? So we have the Judgment. I feel like your confidence in yourself is going through a renewal. Okay, there's been too much stagnation. They're not with it anymore. You want movement and they want movement for you. Okay, so there's definitely a plan here if you're with it. Free will is still at play. We have, see? Yeah. Damn. I feel like you have definitely not been recognized for a lot of things that you have done. You have not been given accolades for a lot of accomplishments. You've been overlooked. No recognition, no, not even a thank you sometimes. People recognize your power. They recognize your intellect. They recognize your magic. You're magical. That's why you're not like everybody else. You're dealing in different things than the ordinary person. People recognize this. So there is a sense of not wanting to give you those accolades or recognition or award you for your accomplishments and the things that you actually deserve, praise for, with an attempt to get you to question your worth, right? Or to question whether you should fight for more money or ask for more, right? Or negotiate a promotion or whatever. Ask for a larger stake or percentage in a company. If you've partnered with someone, just take it how it resonates. It's just a sense of you not being recognized for the things that you have done and the accomplishments that, yourself you have attained, being overlooked kind of, or kind of pushed under, and others have taken the recognition for themselves, taken the credit for themselves, taken the promotions, the bonuses, the job opportunities, the contracts, the people taking from your work. Those were not losses, right? It's an optical illusion, even though they very much so feel like losses in the moment. There is a lot of competitive energy surrounding you and what you're good at, okay? So people may smile in your face, ask you for ideas, and steal that shit. Keep your ideas to yourself, because you are getting ready to go into a time period where I feel like you're going to be on a solo journey. Okay, even if you're still within a corporation, it does feel like you are separating yourself from the majority. You're getting ready to stand out in an astronomical way. One that cannot be denied. One that no one else will be able to take credit for. Okay. Yeah, it's something in this Seven of Swords card for some of you who you gave up trying to defend yourself when it comes to people either stealing your ideas, stealing money from you, stealing, job opportunities from you, stealing your recognition or credit for certain things. You just would avoid conflict or, wanted to avoid arguments. You kind of gave up on trying to advocate for yourself. Maybe you felt like that was a dead end. That's getting ready to change. That's getting ready to change. Wow. So what may seem like a setback or an ending of something is most certainly a gift, okay? This is a sudden change in events for sure, okay? I feel like you are renewing some confidence that may have been questioned or stolen from you, actually, for the sake of people not wanting you to get as far as they know you would be able to. People can see your magic, right? So what must they do? Humble you. How do they do that? Steal your shit from you, steal your credit, make you feel like, yeah, that wasn't all that big of a deal. You do not deserve more money for that. You do not deserve this. You do not deserve that. You're not worth this. Like, and I'm not saying that you believed it on the surface, but subconsciously it has affected the way that you started moving. And now you have to move completely different if you want shit to change, for real. And boy, can it change in the biggest way ever. We have award and gift here. I feel like you're going to be rewarded for this obedience if you're able to get this done, but it's going to be quite uncomfortable. That's why the hesitation, okay? You're going to want time to think shit through. It almost feels like you may go through a split second of a moment where you have to make a decision to either stand up for yourself, to walk away from something, to tell somebody about themselves, to ask for more money, there's a situation, an unexpected one at that, where you will have a split second to make a decision to advocate for yourself. That is the end all be all, to let people know what it is. F, not wanting to argue with these people. F, not wanting to create confrontation or awkward situations. This is the time to think about you. Be a little selfish, because it's really going to depend on how soon it says giant leap forward in your finances. Right? I almost feel like these individuals, these situations, these people already knew that this abundance was inevitable, right? That this greatness was inevitable, and the tactics that they used were to keep you from excelling beyond them. Some of these people may actually be like your friends, quote unquote, right? Like work friends. Not friends that you actually hang out with outside of work, but who you do lunch with or who you speak to, right? For those of you who work for a corporation. Of course, only take these things if they resonate. But yeah, it could actually be people who are smiling in your face. Oh yeah, you did a good job on such and such and such and such. And yeah, can you believe what happened in that meeting? And like, they're on your team, but they are really competing with you. They may actually be speaking ill of you, okay, to higher ups or to people that they think can help expand or grow their career. This feels like it would be, if this resonates with you, this feels like it would be somebody who is an ass kisser, This is somebody who will do whatever they need to do to get ahead. Even stab, someone in the back who they have portrayed loyalty to. Have given the idea that they are loyal to that person. Okay, so just be on the lookout if you resonate with that portion. Be very careful who you consider your, I guess we could say, associates, right? If you're in a competitive type of field, whether it be you have your own business, right? Or if you work for a corporation, if what you do for revenue is competitive, then there's somebody who's also in that same industry, same business, same what you call it, right? This person is competing with you directly. This person is willing to go over your head, right? Throw you under the bus, whatever they need to do. Just take that as a warning. I just felt the need to bring that up intuitively, okay? So let's head on over to the extended, okay? Because I definitely want to see what we can do here to remove some of these blockages and get you on par with this outcome. This is the outcome. It says you can expect, okay, a happy outcome when it comes to your finances, but I would like you to lean more into this giant leap in financial abundance, okay? And it's not necessarily saying that you're going to have to work for this. It almost feels like this is just a test for you to stick up for yourself or recognize certain aspects in your life or people, energies, situations that do not serve you, that are acting as baggage And there is a sort of energy of them waiting to see if you will be obedient this time around, right? Because I feel like this is something that they have presented you with before, and you kind of just didn't deal with it because you wanted to either avoid a conflict, avoid an argument, avoid, you know, a disaster. So they're kind of wanting to see if you will be obedient in this thing. And then I feel like your finances are taking off like almost immediately. It doesn't even feel like they're requiring you to do work for it. It's a gift. Do you work for gifts? No, you don't. A windfall, in fact. Okay? They're going to be feeling very generous with you. Okay? Yeah, surprise, a working surprise. It also says vacation and financial support. So it does feel like a windfall. It feels like money falling from everywhere, right? Money growing on trees, literally. And for some of you, what you do for money and for revenue might change entirely because of this financial freedom that you have. You're no longer going to have to feel tied to something that you once felt you didn't have a choice. Okay? This abundance or this gift that's coming in due to your obedience is going to allow you to start making some decisions where you don't have to sacrifice your happiness, your mental space, your well-being for the sake of being able to pay your fucking bills. That's what it feels like, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and see what is most likely going to be the avenue for this financial breakthrough or abundance. Like I said, for some of you, it doesn't feel like an actual job or actual work. It feels like a gift, something that you just stumble upon, like a financial windfall that's going to allow you the ability to decide what you want to do, since finances is not even a thing anymore. Let's see what blockages may be blurring your vision down this path of manifestation. I want to also know what you can do to remove those blockages as soon as possible. And let's see what opportunities are heading in your direction that you may be unaware of, okay? We'll also see if there are any warnings from the divine moving forward that could possibly prolong this pathway. Now, I don't know how, this is time sensitive, okay? It says sudden. This decision is going to have to be made very suddenly if you're wanting this gift. Okay, it definitely feels like there's some stipulations behind them giving you this. So I don't think there's much time there, but I'll look anyway. Let's see what changes you should begin to make right now to start seeing some immediate movement and progression towards this. Okay, that's going to be a sign for you to let you know that you're on the correct path as well. And then we'll get advice from Spirit in reference to how you can remove all blockages mentioned, okay, and speed up momentum towards this financial freedom and fulfillment in the least amount of time, like yesterday, okay? And lastly, we'll add our Ask the Universe read, okay? Well, I'll give you the floor to ask a couple questions in reference to this situation or whatever, but I'll have more instructions over in the extended, okay, guys? So let's go ahead and dig right in. First, click that like button now. Don't play. And the subscribe button, okay? I'm gonna put the link for the extended down in the description box. Hope to see you over there. Let's get into this.